Welcome to LA Southwest College. It's our 17th Collision All-Star Basketball Contest. The City Girls against the Southern Section All-Star Ladies. This series has been dominated by the Southern Section. They've won 13 of the first 16. My name is Randy Rosenblum, set to call the play-by-play, along with Kara Blumfield, the head basketball coach at El Camino High School in the San Fernando Valley and Woodland Hills. Kara, it's always fun when it's the Southern Section, who today is in red, against the white-clad City Stars. Always a lot of fun when they collide.
Randy, I got to tell you, I am really excited for this matchup. You've got some great talent on the City Section this year. I think they're going to really do a good job competing with Southern Section and get ready for a lot of offense.
Starters for the Southern Section, Nautica Morrow. She's out of Serra High School. Another one who's great, Tanaya Lamb, who played at Long Beach Poly. She's going to play at Pitt. Tanaya Dambo, who's another player from Serra. Now Shiota from Redondo. And the fifth starter is Emily Surloff from Windward High School. The City Section will start Letitia Smith from Narbonne on her way to Seton Hall. Tybrianne Jones, another Narbonne star. Taya Peters. Marguerite Effa, who's going to play for USC. She's number 13 in the center circle. And the other starter is Alexis Moody of Fairfax. And the first basket is up and in for the Southern Section. Good start for the Southern Section. They lead 2-0. A lot of people think the City's got a chance this year. An illegal pick will give the ball back to the red-clad Southern Section All-Stars. First basket of the game goes to the Southern Section. That fouls on Effa. And here comes the Southern Section. Surloff, number 32, can handle the ball. Excellent player. Jump shot by Morrow is deflected, and here comes Letitia Smith. Jump shot a little bit long, and Morrow rebounds, rescuing it in the corner after the Moody errant shot. Surloff from deep. 5-0 Southern Section.
Southern Section's off to a hot start, and that's generally because Morrow is all over the court. She's got really good court vision, and that's what Surloff does. She is a deep threat for the three ball.
Yeah, Southern Section has been so great in this series. Another errant shot by Moody, but it's run down beautifully by the City side and Peters. Taya Peters, who played at Carson where they were 24-8 this year, the Colts. A takeaway. Southern Section comes up empty for the time being, but putting it back in is Emily Surloff. And another takeaway and another near goal. What a start for the Southern Section. Their Stars are leading 7-0. Peters can't find it. Putback is up and around and in for Effa on her way to USC.
I love Effa's style of play. She's so tough underneath the basket, and she can just do it all, especially when she's so close to the rim.
13 is a great player. This is Tanaya Lamb. She had their first basket, and she can get to the cup, although she was unable to convert there. Here comes Smith leading the fast break. Letitia Smith gets it back after the Moody miss. Alexis Moody, 17 years of age. This is Smith, the City Player of the Year at Narbonne. Smith in the lane, the runner, no good. And here comes the Southern Section with a 5-point lead at 7-2. Nautica Morrow all the way. Shiota able to run it down. And the jump shot. Surloff has looked very good early on.
Yeah, Surloff's doing a great job. You know, with these all-star games, too, a lot of times they don't have a lot of practices. You're not going to see too much defense out there. I think what the City Section needs to do is tighten up the defense a little bit, find Surloff. She's already knocked in 8 points, and try and slow the pace of this game down a little bit.
Yeah, Surloff has been great. Bianca King with the white headband and glasses comes in. Wears number 32 in white. She's joined by Alexis Guidry from Narbonne High School, who's on her way to UNLV. This is Tybrianne Jones. And this is Bianca King, who played for Palisades. They were the city champions this year. City just looking for some rhythm. Jones' shot is around and in. Ty-Brianne Jones.
Jones has improved so much since she's been at Narbonne. I remember seeing her play a couple years ago, and she probably averaged about 3 points, and now just her finishing, her touches inside, just a very much improved player.
He has a nice drop step, a hook shot, can shot block. It's 6'2". Very good player is Ty-Brianne Jones. Southern section out on top here early on, near turnover. Shot put up by Shiota is no good. And here comes the city side. Smith double dribbled. 6:29 to play in the first quarter. We're playing 4 10-minute quarters in the 17th collision games. Again, the Southern section leads this series 13-3. Marcelo Enrique is the head coach for the Southern section. They had a great year at Redondo Union. They were 27-7. Good passing by the Southern section. The shot by Dambo goes up over the iron. And here comes Effa, who can do anything on the floor.
Yeah, look at Effa. Oh!
Look at the block by Dambo. Now Tanaya Dambo. Morrow is blocked at the other end by Jones.
Randy, we got a block party going on over here. And we're going to see 5 new players coming in for the Southern section right now.
Well, 2 of them will be the 2 great players from Sierra Canyon. Cheyenne Wallace, who averaged 17 points a game. She's a 6-footer. She wears number 23 and number 22, Kennedy Burke. Outstanding player. Southern section deep in talent. Kennedy Burke tried to keep it alive with the tap. Didn't get it to go down. Letitia Smith. City down 6 here, 10-4. Smith all the way. And her progress was impeded beautifully by Cheyenne Wallace. Wallace forced the turnover.
Wallace is a big player. She's a great inside presence. She's the queen of block shots for Sierra Canyon. And also you got Kennedy Burke, who sits down low too, and she's a 6'1" guard, and she can also help inside the post. So Sierra Canyon was stacked this year.
Jones with the steal. This is Guidry bringing it up. Lauren Spearman, number 1, is also in. She'll be the point guard for the red-clad Stars from the Southern section. And Bianca King knocks down a triple.
Bianca King, she can do it from the outside, do it from the inside. She had a great season at Palisades.
Wallace gets the 3 right back at the other end for the Southern section.
And before I can even finish, there you go, Wallace. Same exact players, King. Those 2 actually mirror each other to me. They play inside, they play outside, and just strong physical players.
Jones had it deflected out of bounds by the quick hands of Kennedy Burke. Burke and Wallace played on 3 straight state championship teams at Sierra Canyon in Chatsworth.
Yeah, with Wallace and Burke, a lot of pick and roll actions is what you're going to run with them. You have Kennedy, who can bring it up the court, and then you got Wallace, who, as long as she can set a little screen and then flash to the basket, nobody can stop those 2.
Tough shot from the side. King tried to put it back up. First one was put up there by Effa, and then Bianca King cleaning up, drew the foul. Wallace with the personal foul. It's a 13-7 game for the Southern section. Bianca King with 3 quick points with the jump shot. Add another point to her tally. She has 4 already off the bench. And a quick 5 for Bianca King.
That's a key for the city section too, or any team. You make your free throws, you're going to stay close to this ball game. Also, I think the city section, they've got good size. As you see Kennedy Burke doing what Kennedy Burke does, they got good size. They need to start getting it inside to their post and start working closer to the basket.
Great finish by Kennedy Burke with the offhand, the left hand, and her high school teammate Wallace rebounds. Wallace and Burke obviously know how to play together. Burke in the lane, shot no good. Wallace battling for it. And Effa wins that battle. Boy, Effa is just so quick to the ball. King runs the floor so well. She lost it out of bounds, but that's what Bianca King can do with 4 minutes and 8 seconds left here in the opening quarter. 15-9 for the Southern section. Bianca King just can really run the floor.
I love Bianca King's game. She can punish you inside and outside. She's such a hustler and such a gamer. And you mentioned Kennedy Burke finishing with her left. She's a southpaw too. She loves going to the left.
Melissa Gomez, number 1, has come in for the white-clad LA All-Stars from the City section. Great player at Roosevelt, first-team All-City. Here's King, Bianca King. There's a terrific block by Kennedy Burke. She averaged 5 blocks a game at Sierra Canyon, but lost her footing in travel. But you'll love her hustle.
Kennedy Burke, she's going to be a great addition at UCLA. She'll make an immediate impact. The only thing, she maybe get a little bit stronger if you kind of see her size. She's tall, lanky, but she's so smart too on the court. She tried to keep that alive actually and dribble it as she was falling to her knees, but she didn't like the referee's call there.
Kennedy Burke, who will play at UCLA after the Bruins won the WNIT this year. Great championship year for UCLA. 3:38 left, first quarter, 15-9, Southern section. Well, the City section is coached by Victoria Sanders of Narbonne and Jessica Torres of Garfield. Of course, Garfield won their first ever City title at D1 this year. City in the white, Southern section in the red. Gomez, who handles it so well. Effort from deep. And run down beautifully by Kayla Sato. Deflected out of bounds and turned over by the Southern section All-Stars. Ty Brianne Jones back in, and Effa gets a breather. Good start for the Southern section. 3 minutes to play in the first quarter. Again, we're playing 4 10-minute quarters. Alyssa Gomez of Roosevelt, just an exquisite ball handler. Jones at the high post, backdoor to King. She's got it. Boy, Bianca King, she has been relentless. She has 7 of their 11.
You'd almost say that she's the king of the court right now for the City section. Bianca King, they got to keep feeding her close to the basket. That's how they're going to close this gap.
And they got to guard Cheyenne Wallace because she's hit another triple. 18-11. And the City tosses it out of bounds. Cheyenne Wallace has a beautiful looking jump shot. She averaged 17 a game for Sierra Canyon for the Trailblazers. She's headed to LMU, and she can flat out play.
Cheyenne is so fun to watch, and we haven't even seen what she can do inside the paint yet. When you see her footwork and just the way she knows how to finish the basketball, it's just such a pleasure.
Well, she's hit 2 threes for a quick 6 off the bench for Marcelo Enrique of Redondo Union, who's the head coach. Nice crowd here at LA Southwest, home of the Cougars. And a beautiful jump shot up for Spearman. Lauren Spearman. Spearman on her way to Boston University out of Marlboro High School. And it's 20-11, the Southern section Stars leading. Ty Brianne Jones. Gomez with beautiful job finding Guidry, and Guidry had it blocked. Off the hands of Spearman, who made that beautiful rejection.
Yeah, this is why the All-Star game is so fun, is you look at that kind of no-look pass by Kayla Sato off the hands of Spearman, and you know, they're just trying things out here. Maybe in a real game with her real team over at West Torrance, her coach is probably like, hey, make the fundamental play. But here you're gonna see a lot of talent.
Chelsea Leidy's in for the Southern section. She's wearing number 2. Very good player is Leidy on her way to UOP. Quite an exhibition of handling the ball by Gomez, but she's tied up. 20-11, the Southern section leads. Final minute 42 of the opening quarter. Randy Rosenwald with Kara Blumfield, standing head coach of El Camino High School. Of course, that's a City section school, and they're All-Stars right now behind by 9. This is Gomez. Down low to King, who has 7 first quarter points. Of course, she's just so quick on the baseline, has that up fake and draws the foul.
part of that is she's so smart and she's disciplined. She's when you throw the pump fake, you know where the defender is. She knows exactly which way to pivot, and she knows how to use her body to draw the foul, and that just it separates her from other players.
Rare miss for Bianca King. Just a phenomenal person. Plays much bigger than her 5'11" size, too. Has big hands, long arms. Does not knock down the foul shots. And the southern section showing their depth. Morrow hits.
What a shot by Nautica Morrow. Nice quick jumper, quick release off of the hands. No wonder she's an all-star in here today.
23-11, southern section. Here in the opening quarter, just above a minute to play. Ty-Brianne Jones in the paint, and she draws the foul. Well, the bigs of the city are playing okay, but the city is getting beat on the perimeter.
Absolutely. I think the strength of the city, if you really take a look at the roster, is their inside game. You have Effa, she'll return into the game. You got Jones at the line, and you have Bianca King. Now they need to clean up the guard play, knock down a few outside shots, especially three-pointers, which the southern section has done early on to try and close this gap, especially before halftime.
Still got plenty of time. We're in the first quarter, 1:03 to play. And 1 of 2 for Ty-Brianne Jones. Out of Narbonne, undecided where she's going to play her college basketball. 11-point lead. Nautica Morrow. Dambo. Surloff. Emily Surloff from downtown's been terrific.
Well, she's headed to Columbia, and we know how cold it gets in Columbia. And right here, she's making it rain for us, Randy. She can shoot.
Well, she has been outstanding so far. Averaged 17 points a game for the Windward Wildcats. Final half minute of the quarter. Out of bounds. We're going back the other way in the southern section, playing terrific offense. 26 first quarter points with 27 seconds to go.
I think a big thing for the city section, they got to stop the three-point shot. They have to close up the defense. Maybe coming out of this, 18 seconds left, nice pass inside.
Gomez unable to finish. The foul inside. Our officiating crew, Katrina Lyles, she's our lead ref, working with Deontay Hickman and Erskine Robinson.
As I was saying, when they come out of this quarter, they need to clean up the defense a lot. They got to stop the three-point shot and force southern section to go inside.
Morrow in the waning seconds of the quarter. And another three ball, not there, but Surloff had her shot just roll up over the iron and did not go in. Lamb put up the first one, Surloff the second one. Through the first quarter, it's the southern section 26, the City Stars 12, our 17th Collision All-Star girls basketball game. Well, the red-clad southern section All-Stars who lead this series 13-3 over the city in the Collision games. Outstanding first quarter, and Lamb gets to the basket. And Tanaya Lamb has a chance for a three-point play.
Her style play, she's so quick. She's an on-the-court leader out there, and she doesn't care who's guarding her or how tall you are. She's just going to attack the basket. And it's funny, I've seen this. I've watched University of Pittsburgh women's basketball play, and that's exactly their style of play. She'll fit in nicely over there.
She really will. The captain of the Long Beach Poly Jackrabbits, played for Carl Bugs, who were 26-4 this year. Here's Letitia Smith, and right now the city's down 17, and a Morrow steal. It's all southern section early. That's Sienna Brown hustling for the southern section, but Effa has it for the city. And Smith puts it in, Letitia Smith.
That's who the city section needs to get going. We talked about perimeter players. Well, there's your perimeter player. City Player of the Year, Letitia Smith, has to score more.
Dambo, who's just learning the game, walked as she was confronted by Effa.
I'd probably walk too if Effa confronted me, so I don't blame her. Effa is so strong inside, defensively and offensively. So fun to watch.
15-point deficit, city in white. Tisha Smith, such a terrific setup player. She can penetrate, that's her game. Sarah Leyva has come in for the City Stars. Leyva's out of Garfield High School. The city champs there were 24-11. She's a 5'1", 18-year-old guard. She's only 5'1", Leyva. Very good. Here's F in the paint, and she's blocked. Beautifully done by Dambo. Morrow can really handle the ball. Nautica Morrow. Nautica, it stands for ocean. That's Lamb from deep. Too deep. Straight out of bounds.
Yeah, over here at LA Southwest College, they have the men's three-point line too, and the college three-point line actually, and she kind of might have thought that was her three-point line.
5 is Leyva. This is Smith. City has just struggled to score the ball. Letitia Smith, her second goal. 29-16. The Southern Section lead has been cut to 13. Of course, in all-star games, you'll get runs. Morrow is short, and the City has a chance here. And Letitia Smith trying to lead them back. That's a great pass to Effa.
That's momentum right there. This is what the City needs to get going. You got two players, a Narbonne, two of Fairfax. I bet that's nice. They were in the City Finals together last season.
Can't stop Tania Lamb, though. She has that great ability to get to the cup.
Yeah, that's the one thing. Whenever you go on a run, you got to get stops. In the City section, if they want to climb back, they got to play some defense.
31-18, Southern Section. Here's Smith with a layup. Letitia Smith with 7.5 minutes to play before intermission. Marcelo Enrique wants a timeout. 7.5 minutes left, opening half. Southern Section 31, City 20. Well, the City Stars starting to score the ball a little bit better. They're within 11. 7:20 to play before the break. Southern Section in red, but that's a nice drive and a bucket for Chelsea Leidy, a young lady who's on her way to UOP out of Bishop Montgomery.
I spoke with Leidy earlier. I said, Chelsea, what is your strength out there? She said, my driving and my scoring, and right there we saw it. How about her hang time? Her hang, she should have mentioned that.
Nico leading the charge back down the other way. This is Wallace who's hit those 3 balls. She powers it up inside, and that's what you were talking about with Cheyenne Wallace.
She's so fundamentally sound. If you look at her pivot foot and just the way she manipulates the ball and her spin moves and her finishing ability, that's where she can really be deadly.
The arrow will keep it with the City after the tie-up. 6:41 to play in the opening half. Southern Section All-Stars in red, in control by 15. The guards have been so good early on for the Southern Section. There's a drive and a left-hand layup for Nico of the City Section. She's out of Carson. But Kennedy Burke answers at the other end.
Yeah, the Southern Section right now putting on an offensive clinic. You got Cheyenne Wallace, Kennedy Burke, you got Morrow. They're just doing everything out there.
Letitia Smith has been able to penetrate and scores again. She's on her way to Seton Hall, and she's going to be a big-time player for Seton Hall. Here's Wallace open. Boy, she's been dynamite so far. Didn't score there, but the return is up and in. Beautifully done by Chelsea Leidy.
Leidy, such a smooth shot, and she released that so quick. Nice follow through. We saw her with the drive earlier. Now her little short game range. She's a great player.
Smith with the spin move. Got it back. Here's Effa with the jump shot. That was blocked, and it'll stay with the City. 5:38 to play in the half. The City trailing the Southern Section 39-24. Tybrianne Jones back in. Effa will get a breather for the City side. Southern Section bolted to an early lead, and they have, to this point, not looked back. Tybrianne Jones, a tough runner in the lane. Rebound Wallace. Cheyenne Wallace has come in and done a great job. She's fouled by Jones, but Wallace has been terrific.
Yeah, Wallace has been a difference maker in this game, or has actually sparked the Southern section. And it's funny too, what's really, really nice to see is a lot of these players, they compete against each other throughout the season. And now they actually are learning how to play together. So it's nice to see. And Wallace even played with Letitia Smith in 8th grade, again, or with her in 8th grade from Narbonne. So it's nice to see them against each other right now.
Here is a leak out and a score for Taya Peters of the city section. Still a long way to go, and the city has firepower. Wallace was tripped going to the basket. Boy, I like Cheyenne Wallace. Got a great motor. Delightful young lady. Big smile, great personality. Burke, she'll tell you it's a pass. It really wasn't. Found her teammate, but here comes Letitia Smith. The spin move. And Burke rebounds. Burke is a walking double-double. Kennedy averaged a double-double. That's Sierra Canyon. Wallace goes up and draws the foul. Boy, Cheyenne Wallace, so active.
Toughness, pure toughness. And she has something to prove here, too. She wants to show everybody and make a name for herself. And that's why a lot of these players love the All-Star game as well. It's kind of like a good send-off before they go into college.
Guidry with the foul. Second shot for Wallace. 40-26 for the red-clad All-Stars from the Southern section. 4:40 to play before intermission. Boy, Letitia Smith's held up well, though. Number 3 with the ball. Out of Narbonne. You can see why she was the city player there. That's a terrific look inside. And an easy basket for Alize Nico. And the Southern section, you can't leave Shiota alone. And now Shiota hits the triple.
Yeah, that's the dagger that the city section has to stop, at least at halftime. Talk about it. They cannot trade 2s for 3s right now.
Terrific steal by Kennedy Burke all the way. And the return is up and good. Good rebounding job by Lee Leidy, Chelsea Leidy.
I'm really impressed by Leidy's style of play. She can get off the ground and elevate. She's great at finishing, her nice touch. She's going to be a really good player for Pacific University.
Averaged 16 a game, 7 rebounds a game at Bishop Montgomery did Leidy. Nico again. Alize Nico of Carson, who's 18 years of age, has played well in the first half for the city. It's a 15-point lead for the red-clad Stars. Wallace's shot a little bit too strong. Run down by Spearman. And she draws the foul. Lauren Spearman, first team CIF Southern Section, Division 4A. 4-year starter for the Marlboro Mustangs. And Spearman at the line. Again, she's going to attend Boston University.
I like Spearman. I think I feel a connection to her with that whole Boston thing.
You played at Boston College.
Exactly. So, but BU wasn't really our rival. So, I think I'm rooting for Spearman secretly inside. I know what it's like to play back east.
You think she'll like the weather?
I think she's going to come crawling home once that snow hits.
Well, Spearman drills both charities. 47-30. They have the longest buzzer here at LA Southwest. That buzzer just goes on forever when they bring in new players. Gomez, the Roosevelt star, came up empty. Back the other way, the Southern section. Sato. And her pass for Brown is deflected away out of bounds. And last touch. And it'll go back to the City Stars as it was last touched by the Southern section. You're going to have turnovers in a game like this when teams have 1 or 2 practices. City actually had the 2 practices, and the Southern section got together once. Under 3 minutes to play in the half, 47-30 for the Red Stars. That one's thrown away. Morrow has it. Nautica Morrow. She took off early and was tied up.
Yeah, that was a great play. I saw that tie up too. Morrow wanted the foul, but City section got their hands on it. It's going to stay with Southern section, so they'll take it out of bounds right here.
Southern section has been mighty impressive in the first half. 2:43 to play. And we're playing the quarter system here, 4 10-minute quarters. Brown, who can shoot the basketball, Sienna Brown. Playing with the 35-second shot clock. We haven't really had to discuss that. Here's a nice drive. You don't normally talk about shot clocks as Sato scores in these all-star games because the ball is going to be put up quickly. City just not hitting from the perimeter like the Southern section. 2 minutes to play, opening half. Surloff from deep. Brown kept it alive. Taken by the Southern section. Morrow's shot rimmed in and out. Here comes Bianca King. And she double dribbled.
That's not really Bianca King's strength, is going coast to coast. She's more the one who wants to sprint coast to coast and then get the pass underneath the basket. But you mentioned, Randy, they only have about 1 or 2 practices, so we're going to see a lot of turnovers happen. A lot of times, too, those practices, or a lot of the girls don't know each other, so it's kind of to get to know each other, break the ice before the game, maybe do a little shooting, some scrimmaging, not a lot of practicing going on.
Surloff had it rejected out of bounds. Emily Surloff, again, she's on her way to Columbia, an elite shooter. She was the captain for the Windward Wildcats, who went 21-10 for Vanessa Nygaard. Southern section with those long shots, getting the long bounces. That's a good look inside. Surloff with the pass. That was beautiful by Surloff. She's able to find Kayla Sato. 51-30. It's a 21-point lead. Goma is off the iron and it's out of bounds, and it'll stay with the City. But with 69 seconds to go of a half, Southern section up 21 here, Kara.
Yeah, Southern section has really built a huge lead, mostly because of all their three-point knockdowns. And City section, you said it's 69 seconds. They got to close this gap a little bit. Build some momentum going into halftime so they don't feel so defeated.
Well, they've brought in number 23, Destiny Reyna, out of Bell High School. 7 points a game. There had a 30-point outing this season, so she can score. Perhaps Destiny Reyna can get it going. Here's Letitia Smith, who's been their premier scorer along with King. Her pass is errant. Taken by Dambo, and with the left hand, she scores beautifully. Natanaya Dambo at 6'3", handled it well.
That was impressive. She went coast to coast, north and south, and with the finish, too. She almost took off from the free throw line and had a soft touch for the finish. You don't see that a lot with big girls.
Dambo's looking at Michigan State and Ole Miss. It's a 23-point game, final half minute, first half. Effa dribbling it. She's fortunate it came to King. Whistle. There's going to be a foul against the Southern section. The defense of the Southern section, the Red Stars, has been outstanding.
It really has. We mentioned that the City section has been cold from the perimeter, but a lot of that is due to the defensive ball pressure by the Southern section. They're just extending out to the perimeter. They're forcing the weak hand off of the City section dribblers, and they're doing a really good job also scoring offensively so that they can set up their defense.
After the Surloff foul, the shooter is Effa. She hits 1 of 2. 28.5 seconds to play in the half. And the CIF has the ball, the Southern section, with a 53-31 lead. Way offline, and Bianca King has it. A chance for the City here. Smith all the way. Letitia Smith draws the foul with 10 seconds to go in the half. 53-31 Southern section. Letitia Smith. Letitia Smith had 30 points in the loss to Chaminade in the CIF state playoffs. What's great about Smith, number 3 at the line, in her Narbonne career. In her senior season, only twice this year she failed to score double figures. Very consistent player. And she brings the city to within 21 by hitting 1 of 2. Hustle by Reyna, but it's out of bounds to the southern section with 8.7 seconds left.
City section now, they're going to pick up full court and try and get a quick steal. They got to get a stop and a bucket going into halftime. This is all about momentum right now. And there, Effa almost had it.
Well, you got to root for Marguerite Effa with that kind of hustle. She was a City Player of the Year as a junior when Fairfax won the city crown. That'll count if it goes. It nearly banked in. Dambo's return would have counted as well. First shot put up by Sato. And at the break, it's the southern section by 21. 53-32. The southern section leads the City Stars. The third member of our broadcast team is McKenna Keel, and she's standing by with Emily Surloff, who had 11 points in the first half.
Thanks, Randy. I'm joined by Emily Surloff, and she had quite the hot hand to get things going. In your high school basketball finale, what's going through your mind?
Just having fun. It's a fun atmosphere, not a lot of pressure, like a lot of high school games. So just having fun, meeting new people, and yeah, just playing.
What's that like? You are playing with girls on your team that you had competed against all season. That's an interesting dynamic. What's that like for you?
It's fun to have them as teammates. I know a lot of them from playing against them for years, and it's nice to play against them. We're just kind of joking around. It's nice to not, have to compete against them.
So what are you hoping to showcase in your final half of high school basketball?
Just, mainly have fun, but just score, win the game, shoot well, and just, contribute.
And Emily is not only a talented basketball player, but also has brains as well. She is heading to Columbia in the fall. What are you looking forward to the most about starting at such a prestigious university?
Just starting fresh, new experiences. I'm excited to be heading away from California, just kind of be on my own, try something new.
All right, well, thank you for your time. We appreciate it. Best of luck with the rest of the game and with your future. Again, guys, that's Emily Surloff.